Hey everybody, my name's Pete, that's my buddy Ed, and today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to make a quick video to tell you all about my own personal, real-life horror story. And I think that it's even better to tell this story right now because April happens to be Limb Loss Awareness Month. And if you don't know what that is, it means I'm missing a chunk of my body. And that's horrifying. That's scary for a lot of people. And since this is a horror-themed channel and spooky stuff is our bread and butter here, I figured this was a good time to just kind of tell the story of what happened, what life has been like since my surgery, and what the future holds. So, back to the beginning. Where should I start? Except for the beginning. I was working on a game a couple years ago, and I was under a lot of stress, and I was not taking care of myself. Now, I'd never been the best person taking care of myself, but during this time when stress got kind of out of hand for me, I really kind of let myself go. All this to say, suddenly my foot's hurting. Suddenly I'm struggling to walk. Can't sleep at night because there's just stabbing pain in my foot. And it would come and go, and it would usually, if I would rest it long enough, stay off of it, it would be fine. I wouldn't be hurting, and I could walk a little bit. I tried to sort of start up exercise here and there. It didn't really work. I would always fall back into bad habits. So anyways, time goes by. The game was over, game was out. I was trying to figure out what I was going to do next. And the pain was just getting worse and worse and worse in my leg. And suddenly I woke up one day and my foot looked a little blue, which was weird. Now, me being the stupid idiot that I was, and still am, if you watch any of my videos, you know how much of an idiot I can be. I was like, it's just fine. I'll let it, I'll put it under some hot water. I'll be good, which is... of course, the stupidest thing you could do is what I did. And finally it got to the point where I was like, I gotta go to the emergency room. I just was in so much pain. And I went, and I sat in the lobby with, probably 50 other people. For some reason, it was just like the busiest night. And they finally came out and looked at me, and they saw what was going on, and they immediately took me back. They started running tests. Suddenly, within an hour or two, I was on an ambulance to a different hospital. And that's when the real horror started. I was in and out of consciousness at that point because they started putting me through these surgeries to try to open up my veins, because apparently there was a blood clot that was stopping the blood flow to my foot. Surgery after surgery after surgery. Sleep, awake, poking, prodding, pain. It hurt. And finally, one morning, the doctor came and they moved the sheet away from my foot. And my foot was swollen to twice the size. It looked like someone had taken a Ziploc bag full of water, wrapped it around my foot, and started shaking it because there was just water shaking inside the skin. It was awful. Trigger warning. The doctor looked at me and he was like, you have two options. One, we can keep you here in the hospital for another 2 to 3 months and continue to put you through surgery after surgery to try to clear your veins, and we will do what we can to keep your foot alive during this point. You don't have any infections, so we can, in theory, do this until the clot clears up and normal circulation resumes to your leg. Or we can amputate your leg and you'll be back to normal life in a couple months. Normal life, right? So that's what happened. I made the choice where I said, let's just go ahead and take the foot, or the leg, half the leg. I should be clear. And little did I know that my horror story was only getting started at that point. Thankfully, the surgeons were great. The surgery went fantastic. Everything went great. But I had other health complications on top of the circulation issue. And so now after 2 weeks after the surgery, I was home and couldn't walk, obviously, having to go through the whole process of maintaining something that was really, really horrifying to look at. It was just a struggle. There were some days where I was really sad, and I missed being able to walk. I missed being able to be normal, like everybody else, right? And a new normal started setting in. And I started looking forward to the day when I could walk again and I would get my very first prosthetic, which, for story time, for show and tell, I brought my very first prosthetic for this video. That's my leg. That's my first cyberpunk robotic leg. It's just a basic initial socket and foot. Well, little did I know, I had to go see a doctor for them to clear me and say, look, everything's healed up good. Let's get you going. They took one look at where they had done the surgery, and they were like, something's wrong. This is not good. You need to go see this other doctor to have a look at the wound to make sure things are healing properly, and we'll figure out what's going on. I said, cool, okay, set up the appointment. In the meantime, I had to go see my heart doctor, and I went to see him, and he was part of the team that had done the original surgery, the amputation, and they looked at my leg, and they were like, guess what? You get to go have some debriding, which is, I didn't know the term at the time. I came intimately familiar with it after that. And what that meant was that my wound was not healing together. It was essentially, sorry for the graphic nature of this, but it was rotting. Half of my leg was rotting, and the skin wouldn't heal back together. It was a real mess. So right there in the office, they said, let's unwrap your leg and let's clear out all the dead stuff. Remember, this is a horror themed channel, so I'm assuming that y'all can handle a little bit of some grossness. I won't go into all the super exquisite detail of what happened, but they dug out a huge chunk of dead stuff out of my leg. I felt like a zombie for a minute. I was like, what is happening? It was so incredibly painful to have that done. And little did I know, that was still also only the beginning. For the next 4 months, 3.5, 4 months, I, twice a week, sometimes more, was in and out of the doctor's office, having them scrape away anything dead to make sure that all the red healthy stuff would heal together. Long story short, I finally healed. It was my leg was amputated a year ago, a little over a year ago. It's April now, so it'd be a year and 2 months ago my leg was amputated. And it wasn't, so it had been February, and then it was like essentially like July or August. You can go back on my Twitter and see, X. You can go see. I posted pictures when I finally was able to get my test socket and start walking, the one that I just showed you. It was terrifying. I mean, it was like, am I ever going to walk again? Is this going to, what are people going to think of me? Should I wear pants to hide this? Am I going to be able to, do the things that I used to do? Am I going to be able to skateboard? Am I going to be able to, go swimming again? Like all these things that I was like, am I ever going to be able to do this again? Like struggle days, all sorts of stuff. Anyways, so I wanted to tell you all the story. That's what happened. That's where I'm at. I can walk again. I have a leg. I'm very happy. Great prosthetist. Shout out BioAdvanced Prosthetics here in Allen, Texas. super cool people. Amazing. They took super good care of me. I'm actually on my second leg now. So the one I showed you was my testers, like my training wheels to learn how to walk again. And now I have my regular. I am on top of my health. I am exercising every day, pretty much every day, and trying to eat healthier, which, hopefully I'll be able to lose some weight over the course of this year. All these things that I have had to learn to do since losing my leg. This YouTube channel exists because I lost my leg. So much in my life has changed, and I've learned to appreciate the small things. Very grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for my kids. Grateful for my dogs. All these things in my life that have kept me going, and that's really why I wanted to tell this story. It is horrifying. It was a struggle to get to where I'm at right now. But if I can do it, me, the most disaster of all human beings, can do it, so can you. And I want you to know that if you struggle with limb loss, limb difference, any disability really, and this can be from mental illness to, a situation where you're in a wheelchair and you're wheelchair bound, something like that. You matter. You're seen. You're important. Okay. Your life should be full and happy. And I know that in my life, I'm very, very, and I say this all the time on the channel, but I'm very grateful that I'm able to do what I'm able to do here. I had been dreaming of doing this for so long, and I just never could work up the nerve to do it. And I always make the joke. I'm like, I had to get my leg cut off to, get my head straight and start doing the things that I really love to do. So here I am telling that story. I figured it's a horror story because, who wants to lose a body part? Not fun, really not fun. And then the added length of time that I had to go through recovery, a lot of pain. It's just like one of those, it's those things you see in the movies where it's just like, the never ending struggle, right? To get back to normal. But the fact that I'm making this video right now, the fact that I learned that April is Limb Loss Awareness Month, I'm looking over here on my monitor, Limb Loss Awareness Month. I just wanted to make a video telling my story a little bit, telling you all, I'm still me, even if I do things a little differently now, and life is a little different, and there are some changes I've had to make to my daily schedule or my daily routine to function. It's just normal. It is what it is, right? We all are different, and I think that making people aware that even though those of us who have had amputations may look a little different, we're still absolutely valid. We're still absolutely here to stay, and we can do everything that, most people can do. We have to adapt, sure, but we can do it. Now, granted, my daily making videos, I sit here. It's not exactly like I'm out climbing rocks or, doing that kind of stuff or whatever. But there it is. It can be done. You can do what you want to do. There's nothing that should ever stop you. You're valid. And Limb Loss Awareness Month, yay. Let's all be aware. And if you see somebody, just be there for them, because that was the one thing that kept me going through the darkest days of all this was my family. They're the reason that I keep pushing forward and doing all of this. So anyways, random stuff on the channel. I am trying to expand on the things that I record and do. We will be building towards a lot of other stuff on this channel, because I would like to do some more variety than just the video games, as much as that is still going to be the main bread and butter of what this channel is spooky video games, because spooky video games, it's just the immersive experience. I love it. I always have loved it, and now I'm really lucky that I get to share it with all of you. So thanks for letting me do that. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for letting me be weird on the internet. Hopefully in a good way. I'm not trying to be one of them weirds. I'm just trying to be the good kind of weird where you all remember that I'm here for you if I can be, however much I can be. And set a good example, I guess. Whatever. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. Do me a favor. Do all the YouTube homework. Like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, share the video. Tell your friends about us. We do fun, spooky things on channel. Sometimes we tell gross stories about getting body parts cut off. It's a horror channel. Welcome to the horror channel. Remember to love one another. Thank you for your support. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.